Top stories tonight and Y News. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. says the country should prepare for more worrisome external threat due to the continuing rise of geopolitical tensions in the Indo-Pacific region. The Philippine National Police plans to file charges against 6 members of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ group who allegedly attacked authorities who were serving a warrant of arrest for Apollo Kibuloy and his 5 co-accused. The Philippine Navy monitors increase in the number of Chinese vessels in the West Philippine Sea this week. And we will discover why the United Nations Security Council adopted a resolution calling Hamas to agree to the ceasefire deal backed by the United States. Good evening, Philippines and the world. Today is Tuesday, the 11th of June, 2024. Join us in the next hour as we deliver today's top stories around the Philippines and in other parts of the world. We are also seen in 1,935 satellite monitoring centers nationwide and via live streaming worldwide through the UNTV News and Rescue social media channels. I am Harleen Delgado. First in the news. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. expressed concern over the continuing rise of geopolitical tensions in the Indo-Pacific region. Because of this, the Commander-in-Chief has given instructions to the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Nel Maribojoc reports.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. stressed that the country needs to prepare for external threats due to heightened geopolitical tension in the Indo-Pacific. Speaking to members of the Philippine Army on Monday, June 10, Marcos highlighted the country's strategic proximity to Taiwan, which makes the Philippines an area of interest for China. President Marcos said the external threat has become more worrisome, and that is why the country must be prepared for any eventuality. The Commander-in-Chief also said that while the Philippines isn't taking territory, its leadership has to reorient its thinking and must adopt full commitment to defend the country's territory. Also, the national government has to engage in various efforts to maintain peace in the region, such as through continued diplomacy. PBBM emphasized that the country would not give up a single square inch of our territory. And because of the changing geopolitical landscape and emerging new threats, the government decided to include Cagayan as an Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement or EDCA site through collaboration with the U.S., its closest military ally. According to PBBM, the 5th ID's mission now includes territorial defense from external threats, as he stressed the importance of providing the AFP with equipment, training, and facilities to make it a highly capable force. Nel Maribojoc, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
2 lawmakers in the House of Representatives are confident that the proposals to ban the operations of Philippine offshore gaming operators or POGOs in the country will be passed. This comes amidst a series of crimes and illegal activities where POGO is being implicated. Rosa Licos will tell us why.
A new proposal has been filed in the House of Representatives to ban the operations of Philippine offshore gaming operators or POGO in the country. The Makabayan Bloc lawmakers filed House Bill No. 10525, also known as the Anti-POGO Act of 2024. It aims to nullify the licenses granted to POGOs. This comes amid POGO's implication in various crimes and illegal activities in the country such as money laundering, illegal immigration and employment, kidnapping, and other forms of violence. According to House Deputy Minority Leader and ACT Teachers Party List Representative Franz Castro, she hopes that the proposal to ban POGO in the country would progress following worsening incidents involving some local government officials recently.
Hopefully, dahil doon sa mga nagaganap na mga recent na mga pangyayari na palala ng palala, na na-involve na rin ang mga local officials, ay siguro makikita na rin ng leadership ng House of Representatives. It's urgent na dapat ay ito ay dinggin na rin, no, lahat ng mga bills banning POGO.
Several proposals have already been filed in the House of Representatives in 2022 and 2023, advocating for the banning and declaring illegal the operations of Pogo in the country, including House Bill No. 5082 by Manila 6th District Representative Bienvenido Abante Jr. However, these are still pending in the House of Representatives.
So, anyway, yung resolution that I filed, banning Pogo, has been approved in the committee. So, palagay ko, ngayon pagkatapos ng SONA, isasalang na yan sa plenary, no? Hopefully, in the Senate naman, makikita naman nila yung talagang nangyayari sa bansa natin when it comes to Pogo. So, palagay ko, suportahan naman ng Senado ang House tungkol dito.
A separate bill has also been filed in the Senate by Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, aiming to nullify Republic Act 11590, which taxes Pogos. Meanwhile, according to Representative Castro, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. should also speak out against Pogos.
At kanina nga sinabi ko na dapat ay magsalita na rin si President Marcos Jr. kasi siya lang naman yung pwedeng magsabi, no? At kung sasabihin niya na ibaban talaga yung mga Pogo, dito ay mainam yon. Pero kung hindi siya nagsasabi, baka ano bang masasabi natin diyan? May pinoprotektahan ba? So yun yung tanong natin.
According to the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation or PAGCOR, the real threat is not the licensed Pogos, but the alien hackers, scammers, and cyber criminals who are allegedly part of syndicates operating illegal Pogos. Albay 2nd District Representative Joey Salceda, chair of the House Committee on Ways and Means, supports phasing out what he calls the bad and mediocre offshore gaming licensees, not the entire industry. He also stated that the law should be enforced. Rosa Licoz, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The Armed Forces of the Philippines, or AFP, have not yet seen any threat to national security related from the Chinese Pogos in the country. According to the Philippine Navy, authorities are now looking into the deeper connections of Pogos to other crimes. Ryan Nacanlale details why.
The Armed Forces of the Philippines, or AFP, are verifying whether the uniforms seized at the Lucky South 99 compound in Porac, Pampanga are legitimate uniforms of the People's Liberation Army. According to AFP spokesperson Colonel Francel Margaret Padilla, they want to be sure that these indeed belong to Chinese soldiers before releasing any reaction or statement regarding this.
So for the part of the AFP, we will be supporting in the manner of yung concern natin, which is national security. And with the uniforms that we're seeing, these are all parts of evidences at hand. So we are trying to look at the veracity of the report, whether they're legit uniforms. And these are also very few in number, no, to be part of a troop. So we do not want to unnecessarily cause panic to the general public.
For the Philippine Navy, they do not yet consider the crimes involving Pogos in the countries as a threat to national security. According to Navy spokesperson for the West Philippine Sea, Commodore Vincent Trinidad, they are still determining if there are different connections between Pogos and unusual crimes.
What is happening is there is a increase in the monitored unusual incidents perpetrated by the presence of Chinese nationals. Without saying yet that these are risks to national security, what we have seen are violations of simple common crimes. Right now, we are looking into deeper connections of the Pogo for other violations which may go beyond common crimes.
Ryan Lacanlale, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The Philippine National Police plans to file cases against 6 members of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ group who allegedly attacked authorities serving warrant of arrest for Apollo Quiboloy and his 5 co-accused individuals. Lalaine Moreno will tell us why.
The Police Regional Office 11 is now gathering documents to file cases against 6 members of Kingdom of Jesus Christ or KOJC group According to PRO 11 spokesperson Police Major Catherine De La Rey, they will file obstruction of justice complaints to individuals who attack the police personnel serving the warrant of arrest for religious group leader Apollo Kibuloy and his 5 co-accused individuals.
We are preparing for the documents for the filing of appropriate charges against them, yung obstruction of justice.
Yesterday, June 10, tension rises after the PNP Special Action Force forcibly destroyed the gate of the Glory Mountain compound in Barangay Tamayong, Calinan District, Davao City. After they successfully entered the area, supporters positioned behind the gate to block them. No police were harmed due to their full battle gear, but 8 members were arrested, including 2 minors who attacked the authorities using their bladed weapons. 17 bolos and 1 improvised marble gun were also confiscated.
During sa pag-serve ng warrant of arrest, they resisted and then inattack nila yung mga police officers na pumasok sa area while using their bladed weapons. Yung mga bolo, itak.
They were brought to the Calinan police station but was freed due to lack of formal complaint. The Police Regional Office 11 stands firm that their action is according to the law.
Wala yung liability in the sense na kasali yun siya sa Criminal Rules of Procedure Section 11 na police officers have the right to break any building or enclosure kung hindi pinapasok after nagpakilala at sinabi kung ano yung purpose.
Meanwhile, the Kingdom of Jesus Christ, or KOJC, will file complaint against the arresting authorities. In a statement, they also condemned the excessive and overkill use of the troops. Former President Rodrigo Duterte has described the arrest as overkill. He also questioned the actions of the government in dealing with critics and accused who have not been proven guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Lelaine Moreno, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
And for the news abroad. Jurors in the Hunter Biden gun case have begun deliberations determining the fate of United States President's son. Biden, 54, faces charges of lying about drug use on a federal background check form when purchasing a firearm in 2018 and illegally possessing the weapon while allegedly being a drug user. Prosecutors presented evidence suggesting Biden was struggling with addiction when he bought the gun in Delaware. However, his defense claims he was in recovery at that time, denying the charges. A conviction could result in up to 25 years in prison. Prosecutor Leo Weiss emphasized that no one is above the law, asserting the key issue is whether Biden knew he was an addict when purchasing the gun. Weiss cited witness testimonies and Biden's memoir to demonstrate his drug use during the period. In contrast, Biden's defense lawyer Abe Lowell argued where there was no direct evidence of drug use at the time of the purchase, criticizing the prosecution for relying on suspicion and conjecture. Lowell highlighted that none of the presented text messages or testimonies indicated actual drug use then. Family members, including First Lady Jill Biden, attended the trial. During closing arguments, the defense focused on casting doubt on the prosecution's witness memories. The trial has spotlighted whether Biden knowingly lied on the form as a central point of contention. The United Nations Security Council has adopted a resolution calling for Hamas to agree to United States President Joe Biden's ceasefire proposal. James Hilario will tell us why.
On Monday, June 10, the United Nations Security Council adopted a resolution urging Hamas to agree to U.S. President Joe Biden's 3-phase hostage for ceasefire proposal. This is the Council's first time to endorse a comprehensive peace deal in order to end the Gaza war. Hamas made positive remarks and welcomed the Security Council vote, although it was not yet clear whether they have accepted the proposal and is yet to provide a formal response. 14 council members voted for the resolution and none voted against it. Meanwhile, Only Russia has abstained on the said resolution. The U.S. President's resolution has expressed that the United States, Qatar, and Egypt would work to ensure negotiations keep going until all the agreements are reached. According to the U.S. envoy to the United Nations, Linda Thomas Greenfield, the Council has encountered divisions over the past 8 months, but she has additionally declared that peace was voted. Meanwhile, the Israeli government has formally accepted the peace plan despite its ambiguous position. James Hilario, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The Philippine National Police confirmed on Tuesday, June 11, that more than 11,000 security forces will be deployed across the country for tomorrow's 126th Independence Day celebration. PNP Public Information Office Chief Police Colonel Jean Fajardo said, aside from the personnel from the PNP, they will also deploy officers from the Bureau of Fire Protection, Bureau of Jail Management and Penology, Armed Forces of the Philippines, and the Philippine Coast Guard.
Mga around 11,692 po yung i-deploy po natin doon sa iba't iba pong mga areas kung saan magkakaroon po ng mga activities. Hindi lamang po dito yan sa Metro Manila, inaasahan din po natin maging sa mga probinsya at ibang mga rehiyon ay magkakaroon din po sila at magsasagawa ng pagdiriwang po ng Independence Day. At yung ating deployment po ay pwede po yan magkakaroon ng adjustment depende po sa mga darating po na araw.
Aside from security forces, Colonel Fajardo added that local disaster risk reduction and management offices will also deploy personnel to secure the activities. This year's Independence Day celebration carries the theme of Kalayaan, Kinabukasan at Kasaysayan. The Commission on Elections, or COMELEC, has admitted that among its concern is the pogo politics, or the possible use of big amounts of money to finance the campaign of certain candidates in the incoming 2025 elections. JP Nunez tells us why.
As the 2025 midterm elections draws near, the issue of pogo politics in the country has surfaced. Commission on Elections, or COMELEC Chair George Erwin Garcia disclosed on Tuesday, June 11, that it is among the concerns on electoral exercise.
Actually po, hindi lamang pogo politics ang ating kinatatakutan. Yung narco politics ever since na andyan yan, at kasama rin yung gambling politics.
Philippine offshore and gaming operators, or POGO syndicates, may finance the campaign of certain candidates, which is another challenge to maintaining the free exercise of the right to suffrage.
At isa pang nakakatakot, idadagdag ko na, yung massive use of public funds. Alam naman natin, at yan din yung gustong pigilan ng COMELEC, na nagagamit yung state resources upang i-finance ang kampanya ng ilang kandidato.
The poll body explained to thwart pogo politics is not within the bound of their duty but of the law enforcement agencies. They need formal complaints to act if indeed money from pogo is used in the elections.
Siguraduhin natin na hindi magagamit yung mga perang yan galing sa narco, galing sa drugs, o galing sa pogo, o galing sa gambling, sa sugal, upang ma-finance ang kandidatura ng isang kandidato. Kaya lang, kakailanganin natin ng suporta rin ng ibang ahensya ng pamahalaan.
The Commission will allow the public to freely access the Statement of Contributions and Expenditures, or SOSE, of all candidates in the incoming elections. SOSE will detail how much amount of money a candidate received and subsequently spent during the campaign.
Bakit itong isang kandidato gumamit ng plane, wala doon sa listahan? So, yan po, may empower natin yung ating mga botante, yung ating mga kababayan para ma-report sa amin na mali yung sinabmit nilang SOSE.
JP Nunez, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The Philippine Navy is monitoring the increase in the number of Chinese vessels in the West Philippine Sea this week, with the People's Liberation Army Navy showing the highest spike in numbers. However, there is no cause for concern, as this is just part of the PLA's Navy's maritime exercise last week. Ryan Lacanlale details why.
The Philippine Navy monitored an increase in Chinese vessels in the West Philippine Sea over the past week. From June 4 to 10, they spotted 146 Chinese vessels compared to 125 the previous week. The biggest increase was seen in PLA Navy vessels, rising from 11 to 22. Chinese Coast Guard vessels also increased from 9 to 16. And Chinese maritime militia vessels rose from 105 to 108. The highest increase in the number of ships was monitored in Bajo de Masinloc, Ayungin Shoal, and Pag-asa Island. However, the most noticeable increase in the number of Chinese warships was in Ayungin Shoal.
The increase is in the number of PLA Navy ships, which could be attributed to the just concluded exercises conducted by the PLA Navy last June 2, 3, and 4 in the vicinity of Sabina Shoal.
Despite this, the Philippine Navy has stated that there is no need to worry about the increase in Chinese vessels in the West Philippine Sea. However, the Philippine Navy condemned the maritime exercise conducted by the People's Liberation Army Navy from June 2 to 4 in the vicinity of Sabina Shoal, which is within the country's exclusive economic zone.
Their presence by itself is already escalatory. Whatever actions they do in furtherance of their illegal, coercive, aggressive, and deceptive presence will only point out that they have no right to be within our exclusive economic zone.
Ryan Lacanlale, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. issued a memorandum circular mandating and encouraging all government offices, agencies, local government units, and educational institutions to include the Bagong Pilipinas hymn and pledge in their flag ceremonies. In relation to this, a group of teachers share their concern on the potential effect of the said directive to students' learning. Jed Neresina details why.
Flag raising ceremonies will be longer due to the addition of the Bagong Pilipinas hymn and pledge, where the schedule of classes will be affected according to Teachers Dignity Coalition Chairperson Benjo Basas.
Ibig sabihin nito, yung Mondays ay maraming oras, malaking oras. So, tansya namin hindi bababa sa 20 minutes yung makukuha ng flag raising ceremonies kapag Lunes. So, the academic time, the instructional time will suffer, really.
Teacher Jennifer Evangelista also questioned the objective behind the new directive because teachers would have less time to teach.
Ilang minuto na naman ang kakainin nito na babawas sa first period subject teacher na oras ng kanyang pagtuturo, na kung isinusulong yung academic excellence, nakakain yung oras niya.
Chairperson Basas further explained, this is no longer necessary because the Philippine National Anthem, Ode to the Flag, and Patriotic Pledge are more than enough.
Yung ating lupang hinirang at panatang makabayan at panunumpa sa watawat, these are more than enough. Hindi na kailangan dagdagan. At mas appealing, mas tumatama sa puso yung letra ng ating pambansang awit, pati na yung ating tradisyonal na panatang makabayan at panunumpa sa watawat. This is not practical. At the same time, hindi naman siya kailangan, hindi siya necessary, lalo na kung ang layunin ay supposedly magturo ng patriotism or nationalism.
The Teachers Dignity Coalition firmly believes that if the government wants to teach Filipinos about nationalism and patriotism, they should give more emphasis on our national anthem, panunumpa sa watawat, and panatang makabayan. Jed Neresina, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, also known as PHIVOLCS, has made a crucial agreement with the local government unit of Canlaon City. Following their visit, both parties have committed to establishing a direct line of communication regarding the activity of Mount Canlaon to enhance real-time monitoring and ensure the safety and preparedness of the community. Gladys Tuwabi will tell us why.
Following the eruption of Mount Canlaon last week, The local government unit of Canlaon City has realized the importance of communication with concerned agencies to align its strategic plan. Earlier today, June 11, the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, or PHIVOLCS, visited Canlaon City and met the LGU with its incident management team to discuss if there were lapses and what to improve. To sum up, they have agreed to have direct communication and not wait for the 24-hour advisory coming from PHIVOLCS to be updated with the volcano status for a more effective response.
Pagkasunduan kanina na magkaroon tayo ng communication channel, sino talaga yung mag-advise sa amin, and then usually, di ba, ang updating ng PHIVOLCS is 24 hours, but when the need arises, not necessarily 24 hours yung updating yan. Yun po yung hiningi namin kahapon na napagmitingan namin, then I suggested na sana po ang pag-update ng PHIVOLCS is not 24 hours. Kasi, di ba, for how many days we are waiting na 24 hours yung bulletin nila regarding the volcanic eruption and the update of the volcano. So ngayon, kanina, napag-usapan namin na through Viber or other means of communication, and then possibly din, magkaroon kami ng direct communication dito sa LGU. Is magkamit kami. And then so that our strategic plan or maybe our action will coincide with their guidance.
Meanwhile, there is no water contamination in the city, particularly in Barangay Masulog. However, the city uses water filtration system while they await for the bacteriology result. Gladys Tuwabi, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
And in other global news, in a tragic announcement on Tuesday, June 11, Malawi President Lazarus Chakwera confirmed that Vice President Saulus Chilima has been killed in a plane crash following a harrowing search operation. The Malawi Defense Force aircraft carrying Vice President Chilima and 9 other passengers went missing after failing to land at Mzuzu International Airport. The plane, which departed from Lilongwe on the morning on Monday, June 10, lost radar contact shortly after takeoff. The president ordered a search and rescue operation, which ultimately found the aircraft completely destroyed in the Chikangawa forest. President Chakwera paid tribute to the late Vice President, describing him as a good man, father, and a husband, and a patriotic citizen of his country. Apple announced on Tuesday, June 11, their partnership with OpenAI ChatGPT to integrate ChatGPT into Siri. Starting this September, ChatGPT will be available for free on iOS 18 and macOS Sequoia without the need for an account. In addition, the popular chatbot will be incorporated into Apple's system-wide writing tools, enhancing text creation and writing capabilities for users across the board. This move comes as Apple faces mounting pressure to introduce new AI features into its products, following the rapid adoption of this technology by its rivals. The French president has dissolved the lower house of the parliament and has called for snap elections. Gerard Morel will tell us why.
France's President Emmanuel Macron announced that 2 rounds of parliamentary elections will be held later this month after a big victory by his rival Marine Le Pen's national rally in the European Parliament vote. Exit polls indicate the far-right party is on track to win 32% of the vote, which is more than twice of the Macron's Renaissance Party. The president made the dramatic address in a televised address soon after National Rally's leader Jordan Bardella openly called on him to call parliamentary elections. The parliamentary elections, which are scheduled for the 30th of June and the 7th of July, will not affect Macron's position as president, and his term will still run for 3 more years. However, experts have called this surprise decision by Macron as risky, as it could present a power-sharing situation called cohabitation, wherein the opposition party wins a parliament majority, with the president having to name a prime minister with different views, such as Le Pen. Gerard Moral, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
And those are the reasons behind the news in other parts of the globe. I am Joselito Liquido, live from Malaysia. Good evening.
The Manila Electric Company, or Meralco, staggers customers' payment in the increase for generation costs that was supposed to reflect in the June 2024 bill. In an interview, Meralco spokesperson Joe Saldariaga says the Energy Regulatory Commission, or ERC, has approved Meralco's request for staggered payment for the said hike for 3 months. In a separate order, the ERC also directed distribution utilities to wait for the final statement for the power purchased from the spot market that will be released by the Independent Electricity Market Operator of the Philippines. It may be recalled that the ERC capped the cost of spot market amid red alerts and yellow alerts in the Visayas and Luzon grids. Meralco says the staggered payment will help cushion the impact of the rate increase to their customers. And before we close, we will leave you with a word, giving glory to God. From the book of Psalms, chapter 145, verse 16, it says, "Thou openest thine hand, and satisfiest the desire of every living thing." And those are the reasons behind the news June 11, 2024. Reasons we deliver to you as they unfold, because we need to know. We will always ask why. I'm Hardin Delgado. We serve the people. We give glory to God.